great thing about these cameras is the depth of field you can achieve can be really, really precise, and you can get that cinematic look every time. Just joking, let's go and look at a customised bike, but first, trousers.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Learn That with Pete, and today I'm going to show you my custom painted bike, just in case you're thinking about doing the same yourself. So, let's check it out. So this is my custom painted 2015 Lapierre Zesty AM327. It's quite a mouthful. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of depth with regards to components because A, I don't know what I'm talking about, B, you're probably not interested, and C, they're pretty cheap components because pretty cheap guy. What I did want to talk about though was the custom paint job. As you can see behind me, it is gunmetal grey. Now I believe that this type of grey is actually one that's specific to a car brand, so either Mercedes or Audi or something like that, but it looks pretty cool. Generally, it's pretty stock, but I have upgraded a couple of things which might be of interest. I've put new forks on. Now these RockShox Yaris have got 170mm of travel, as opposed to the 160mm stock. Anyway, there's more travel. I've put in a pair of offset bushings in the shock to slacken it out a bit. Bigger rotor on the front. I've gone to a 1x system, and I've put a dropper post on. Oh yeah, can't forget Greg Minnaar's signature grips, which I won. Can't remember how. Some sort of competition. Is it worth getting your bike painted? Well, for me, it was a choice between painting a bike and trying to buy a new one. Now, the cost difference between buying a new bike and painting it are substantial by like a factor of 10. Now, a friend did this for free because we're making a film. However, I have done some digging on the subject, and for a bike frame in one colour, you're generally looking for about £200 all in. That's pretty good. And for a new bike, £2,000 for a cheap one? One of the really great things that I've noticed about this, just riding it, is that I'm proud of my bike again. It's gone from being something that I've kind of fallen out of love with, kind of always looking for the next bike, to being something that I really want to keep clean and I want to be really meticulous about it. So much so that I've added frame protection for the first time ever. I mean, not a lot, and I haven't added it well, but I have added it. And that's something. If you're comparing buying a new bike with painting your existing frame, you need to weigh up what the pros and cons of each one are. I mean, if you paint your bike, it's gonna look new, but the components are not going to be new, and in fact the frame is not going to be new. If the frame is damaged before you paint it, painting it's not going to solve that. However, it is going to make it look pretty. Now I have bought a few new things for this, but it was a bit of a wake-up call when I was rebuilding it and putting bent brake levers back on. I guess that's a bit of a con. In terms of pros, it looks like a new bike. Am I happy with the fact that I've painted my bike? Yeah, I really am. Even if I had paid for it, it still would have only cost me £200. And essentially, I've got, I would say, 80% of that feeling of having a new bike. That combined with the offset bushings that I only put in when I rebuilt it, relatively new forks, bigger disc rotors, there's a few really cheap upgrades that I've done that make it feel like a new bike, and I'm absolutely stoked. Now I would love to go out and buy myself a new bike. I still would. If I had £3,500 that someone said, you have to spend that today, I'd spend it on a bike. However, if I have to choose between spending 2, 3, 4 grand on a new bike or 200 quid revamping an old one to make it 80% of the way there, I know which one I'd choose.